Hi, this is Jeffrey Smith, and today I'm going to show you how the Lightbox Modal feature works inside the SEO design framework. So what I've done is I've created a brand new page. I'm just going to call it Modal Test, and this is the way you use it. So you'll notice if you click down underneath on the local page level settings, you'll see something called the Ad Manager. And this is where you actually will be able to pull in the light boxes that you create, or the ads or modal effects that you create. There's a number of things that you can do. For example, you can determine which one to show. You can choose the actual size, which is default, large, and small, as well as you can choose a number of entrance animations. Now, with this feature, you'll have the ability to show after a number of seconds. So, for example, if I wanted this to fire on page load, I would just use a number such as 0, or I could actually wait for 3 seconds after loading to show this. But let me just roll back a little bit further and show you some of the things you're going to need to do before you actually use the modals. So, on the first page, under the global settings, you'll need to go down and make sure that the Lightbox modal is enabled. If it's turned off, it simply will not work globally. So make sure that it's turned on. And under your global entrance animation type, you have options such as default, which is just a fade in effect, but you can actually use fade in and scale, or a number of the other effects that you see that we've provided here. The third option that you'll have is to implement the global lightbox size, which is the default for Twitter Bootstrap, or you can actually use a large or small modal. Once that's saved, then you'll proceed over to what we call the ads. The ads are located here. So if we were to go to all ads, for example, you'll see that we already have some that have been created. So if I were to edit an ad, for example, I've got one here that's 20 proven SEO tips. The great thing is you can actually use the drag and drop builder. So you can actually create a page the way that you'd like, and all this will actually pop up inside of the modal. So you may have seen this on our homepage, but this is an example. If I wanted to view this ad, which is called 20 proven SEO tips, you'll see that's what it looks like in its large format. However, since the framework is responsive, it will resize that in the size of the modal that I specify. So essentially, you can insert anything you'd like over here. So to create a new ad, you'd simply create a page. And just like any other page in the framework, I could do one of two things. I could simply use the typical WordPress editor, the normal default editor, or I could use the drag and drop builder. So in this case, for example, let's just go ahead and add one image. I'm going to add a row, throw an image in here. I just created an ad just a few days ago, so let's just see if I can find this. It's called Ranking Matters. Now that I've selected that, I'm going to go ahead and give that as an entrance animation as well. So there's my graphic called Ranking Matters, and if I wanted to, I could put in a text block and say, this is my call to action. So whatever that might be, you can actually insert different codes and things of that nature. If you wanted to have an opt-in form, then you would simply use the raw HTML module, for example, paste in your Wufoo form, Aweber, or whatever that might be, and that will actually load in this scenario here. You can also use background images and all types of things, videos, whatever you'd like in this media section. So for the sake of example, I'm just going to go ahead and call this Ranking Matters. I'm going to go ahead and publish this. And so now that I've created my ad, I can then go to the page level and determine where I'd like it to show up. So I'm going to go over here and create a new page. Okay, so first, let's go ahead and add some text. I'm just going to add a hero and use the text block to paste in some lips of text. Update my changes. And what you're going to do is go down to the Ad Manager section. Inside the Ad Manager, you have the timed lightbox option. This is the first way I'm going to show you. So all you have to do is from the drop-down menu, just touch this and select the lightbox that you'd like to show. And in which case, it's the ad that we just created, which is the Ranking Matters modal. From here, I can determine the modal size. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it as the default size. I'm going to change the entrance animation to fade in and scale, and I'm going to have that pop after 3 seconds after page load. Let's go ahead and save our changes, but before I do that, since this is only an example, I'm going to make sure that this page is no indexed and no followed, because I don't want search engines to index this little dummy page. I'm going to click Publish, and let's take a look at the front end. Now remember, after 3 seconds, we're going to have a lightbox pop. And there it is. So this can be anything. Once again, you can have text, images, videos, contact forms, anything that you'd like, or anything that you can render in HTML, you can place inside that modal and control that. So that's the first way. So let's go ahead and close this page out. Go back to the Lightbox page, and I'm going to go down to the Ad Manager once again. I'm going to turn that one off. The second one I'm going to show you is down here at the bottom Lightbox option. So I'm just going to go ahead and load the 20 proven SEO tips one that I showed you earlier. I'm going to go ahead and leave that as the global size. Entrance animation, let's just do slide in right. And the position where it's going to end up is in the center. At this point, the way this one will be triggered is after I scroll down to the bottom of the page and begin to scroll up, it will fire that Lightbox. So I'm going to update my changes. Let's view the front end. Now I've turned off the timed Lightbox feature, and once again, if I scroll down to the bottom, we're going to have the second one pop in, and you see that scroll effect that it used for that. So that's the second way to add the Lightbox option from the one that's on the bottom, or the bottom Lightbox modal. You can go ahead and close that. I'm going to show you one more way in which to do this. So let's go ahead and scroll way down to the bottom of the page. Let me turn off the Ad Manager once again. I'm going to go down and turn off the bottom Lightbox feature now. And let's use a link-based option. And so I'm going to go ahead and edit this text. And let's just say that I want to view the text in my visual editor, because this is where we have the Lightbox option. And let's just say I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the page here and pop in a link. All I have to do is basically simply highlight the text, choose from the Lightbox dropdown which one I'd like to show. Let's go ahead and pop Ranking Matters again. Update my changes. And what this does is it adds a shortcode in the text that then becomes a hyperlink. Let's update our changes. Take a look at the front end. Now, in which case I've turned off the timed Lightbox so nothing happens. I've turned off the bottom Lightbox, but oh, look at this. We have a link here. And what happens when I click it? Now we have the Lightbox option here. So now we've covered 3 different ways that you can use Lightbox modal pop-ups inside the SEO Design Framework. This is Jeffrey Smith from SEO Design Solutions. Until the next time, over and out.